Today we will have a tour at the Sports Medicine Center, talk with the hockey player of the capital's hockey club Barys, Dustin Boyd. We will also have a masterclass from the vice boxing champion of Kazakhstan. Records of athletes, personal or on world arenas, are not possible without the development of medicine, nutrition, sleep, rehabilitation of athletes. Sports doctors have been engaged in it for a long time. In Kazakhstan, there is only one center of sports medicine, and today we'll tell you all about it.
Мы занимаемся непосредственно спортсменами.
We work directly with athletes. We follow their health since childhood, hold dynamic observation, set priorities, and even can predict what kind of level an athlete can achieve.
Уровня может развиться спортсмен.
Center for Sports Medicine is 70 years old. Over the years, the best athletes of the country have been observed, treated, and rehabilitated here.
Здесь проводится нагрузочное тестирование спортсменов.
Here we conduct the load testing of athletes. Also, we conduct ultrasound and ECG. All this is the foundation of sports medicine. Sports cardiologist deals with it. There are not many of them in the country. We also can perform an ultrasound of the abdominal organs.
Которых не так много в стране.
There are specialists for each type of injury, part of the body, and sport. They not only help to recover, but they also tell you how to ensure that the injury does not occur again. Thus, the athletic performance grows. It's hard to imagine modern sports without such doctors.
Наша задача именно
Our task is to diagnose in time, to properly carry out rehabilitation therapy, and to save an athlete's career.
сохранить его спортивную карьеру.
Например, такие понятия, как перетренирование.
For example, such concepts as overtraining, functional pit couldn't be found anywhere else. Life after sports career should not have an end point. We must release a completely healthy athlete after the end of his or her sports career. This is our goal.
Также абсолютно здоровым. Это наша цель.
In the center, they help to put in order not only the organism, but also the mental health. Doctors must by all means open the reserves of an athlete. Individual medals of wrestlers, boxers, tennis players are the merit of a big team. Although there is a problem, in Kazakhstan there is an acute shortage of sports doctors.
Спортсменами нужно заниматься именно
There is a problem with shortage of professionals. Athletes should be examined by specialists who understand the role of sport, so the right training of sports doctors is very important. Another nuance is that we are the only center in the country, and only here they can undergo practical training.
производственную практику.
In Europe, sports medicine works for both professional athletes and amateurs. In Kazakhstan, the reality is more severe. Sometimes not all athletes can receive consultations here.
Сколько я вот хожу сюда, то есть здесь, в принципе, развита медицина нормально. Вся проблема в том, что...
I come here very often, and I like everything. There are athletes of low level who are just starting, so it's hard for them to get treatment here. I have come across this myself. This center works with the national teams. They have more privileges. But still, one such center in Kazakhstan is not enough. Yes, one center is not enough.
Так как мы находимся в арендуемом помещении, да, как бы здесь очень много.
Since we are in a rented space, a lot depends on various factors. I wish the conditions were better. We are considering expanding, because when titled athletes come, we would like to serve them with high quality, because they raise the flag of Kazakhstan on the world arenas. We in turn must provide them with the same quality of services.
Они поднимают наш флаг на международных мероприятиях, соответственно, мы должны обеспечить их таким же качеством услуг.
From the positive news, a federation of sports medicine has been created in our country. This gives Kazakhstan the opportunity to cooperate with the world community. The center is the only in the country. They are very eager to follow the world trends in sports medicine, but for various reasons, they cannot do it yet. Coming up next, the player of the Barys hockey club, Dustin Boyd, will share the reasons why he left Dynamo, a career in the NHL, and life in Astana. One of the most successful foreign players in the history of the hockey club Barys, Dustin Boyd is again in Astana. Last season and the beginning of the current he spent in Moscow's Dynamo. Before that, there were 6 bright years at Barys club where he spent a little more than 300 matches and scored 237 points.
Dustin, hi. At first, very glad to see you here in Astana. How your teammates welcome you?
Well, they welcome me with open arms. A lot of guys I played with before, and there was a lot of new faces. But for the most part, I think they're happy that I'm here, and I couldn't be happier to be back.
In some previous interviews, you told that Astana it's a second home for you.
Yeah.
And is it still home for you right now?
It's funny. I guess I've been here for 6 years. Prior to going to Moscow, and I spent more time here than I have in Canada. So, it feels like home, and coming back here, it feels like I never left, and a lot of things haven't changed.
And did you miss the city?
I did. I lived at Highville there for 6 years, and I'm there right now for the past couple of days, and just miss the people, and miss playing with these guys. So it's nice to be back going to the same old spots that I've always been to.
Do you have favorite streets? Maybe some arenas here in Astana.
I wouldn't say like favorite streets or anything, but going to like Hanchatir and the malls and the local restaurants that have such good food that it's nice to be back and to a place that I'm so comfortable with.
What about Nigel Dawes? I know you have a very good relationship with him, and just what his reaction for your came back here in Astana?
It was positive. He was excited for me. That I was having a tough time the start of the season here in Dynamo, so he was happy for me to come back here and go to a place that he loved, and he knows that I loved it and my family loved it. So,
did you surprise when Bochenski came back here and just came back to hockey?
I was. I talked to Bo in the summertime, and during his retirement, he was going to school. So, I didn't know if he was going to come back or not, but he did. So, if Bo can come back, why can't I come back to Astana? He looks like same old Bochenski. he's a strong player on the puck. He's so smart on the ice. He can find you through a couple guys, make great passes, and he could score goals too. So, he just makes it look easy out there.
What about your role in the club right now? What a position maybe a head coach give you?
My role is small right now, and as I play more games, I'm sure my role will increase. But right now, I'm just playing between Bochenski and Fraden. So, they're two good wingers, and they make it easy on me to play. So, I think for me, just coming in, we want to make a really powerful line and a top line in the KHL. So, I think each and every practice, we just want to build and get better and better and find that chemistry. And like I said, we want to make the playoffs, and we got to be a big part of it.
What happened in Dynamo? I must ask you.
I don't know. It's just one of those things where either it doesn't click, either you have it or you don't. And some games would be great, and there'd be stretches with goals or points, and we weren't like a high-scoring team like we were here in Barys. So, it kind of makes a difference. We're more defensive, and you don't score as many goals. Last year was a different year. They had a little bit of turmoil there with the team with what happened with some of the money and stuff. So, they had to build a team, I guess, within 2 weeks in the summertime to build an all-new roster, and it was an up and down year. And then this year, just I don't know, there's just no chemistry. For me, I didn't have the greatest start, and the team didn't have the greatest start. So, I was being sat out a few games. So I think it was just time for me to move on.
Is it very many difference between Barys and Dynamo?
Yeah, quite a bit. There it's more, Russian-based and a lot of, Russian players. And here, you have more imports. You get the Kazakh guys, and it's a nice blend of imports and young guys. And it's, Starry and.
Just for you more comfortable to play here in Astana, I think, because you're here a leader.
I already feel more comfortable and kind of like I never left. And the guys here like Bo and Kevin that I played with before, they kind of bring you up and bring your level up and make you feel better out there.
For instance, in Barys, very many differences every year and every season, and so many head coaches we change. And who was the most comfortable for you when you played in Barys?
I don't know. There was a lot of coaches. We had Finnish coaches. We had Nazarov, a lot of guys. The new coach we got here is, he seems really good. He, a good system and really seems to know his stuff. So now I'm looking forward to, playing the whole season for him, and hopefully we can keep him around for a long time. Like I said, there's been a lot of coaching changes over the years.
What's the main challenge for you this season in Barys?
Well, first and foremost, winning games, making playoffs, and obviously I want to bring success, goals, assists, you name it. I want to bring everything to the table and show that I'm a better player than what I was in Dynamo over last year.
Is it possible to win Gagarin's Cup?
Anything's possible. As you can see, we're scoring lots of goals. As long as we can stop taking penalties and keep the puck out of our net, I think there's always a chance.
What is the most memorable goal that you scored in Barys?
That's a good question. I have no idea. I've had a few goals. I don't know if they were big or not, but some playoff goals and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just hopefully I have some bigger goals to come.
You're a very quiet player on ice, and just be honest, we're really surprised when you are a very excellent fighter. We found very interesting video. We'll show you when I played in Calgary.
Oh yeah.
They've got 36 now. And right off the hop, we've got a scrap, and it's Andrew Cogliano and Dustin Boyd. Are you kidding me? And they're exchanging right hands, and Boyd.
That's my only fight, so I've seen that before. It was Saturday night, hockey night in Canada. Two rivals, Calgary versus Edmonton, Battle of Alberta. So he asked me to fight at the center ice, and we just went from there. If it happens, it happens. There's not as many fights in the KHL, so it's you don't see a lot of guys dropping the gloves.
You had very many games and seasons in NHL. What's the season most memorable for you?
Probably playing in Calgary. I can't pinpoint which season, but it's always, I was a young guy there. I learned a lot of things from a lot of great players, a couple of Hall of Fame guys. Jerome McGinley, Curtis Joseph, Owen Nolan. They're just a lot of just great players that just give you their knowledge and make you feel comfortable, especially as a young guy.
Did you miss NHL right now?
Well, of course, but that's a long time ago. I've been this is my 8th year in the KHL, so it feels kind of like a distant memory now. So it's just I'm more of a KHL guy now.
What is your favorite team in NHL right now? Calgary.
Probably Winnipeg Jets, just because it's my hometown. I follow mostly the players and the teams, but I would say probably Winnipeg, just because I go home and my family and everyone cheers for them.
How they reacted that you decided to play for Kazakhstan, this national team?
Yeah, no, it was a great opportunity. It's fun. I hope to help them again, and I know we want to get back to the top division. So, I guess if I can help them out, then I'd be more than happy to.
Why did you choose hockey, and who did help you to make a decision?
Why do I want to be a hockey player?
Yes.
I just think being from Canada, just pretty much everything revolves around hockey, whether it's the NHL or, playing with your buddies outside, at such a young age. It's just something you do in Canada. You just play hockey and you play, road hockey, you name it, video games, you name it. So all my friends were hockey players, and I decided to be one.
If not hockey career, just what side of life you will choose?
I honestly don't know. I probably went to university, maybe got an education that way. My dad was, a police officer in Canada, so maybe I could have went that route. But my main focus and goal was always work hard at hockey and see where it takes me. And here I am in Kazakhstan playing hockey.
We heard that you like to sing. Rock and roll.
I don't like to sing. I'd rather just play the guitar.
Really?
Yeah, I don't play the guitar, but if I could do it again, maybe I would, try something in that field.
What is your favorite, maybe, group of?
I'm more into like classic rock, like Guns N' Roses, Queen, that kind of stuff, So the classic rock, Motley Crue. So it's back in the '80s.
Inside of soul, you are a rocker.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Deep down, I'd be a rocker.
Who's your biggest fan?
My biggest fan, I don't know. Maybe my wife and kids, and my parents. I say, they've supported me. My parents supported me throughout my career, and my wife, ever since I met her, she's been a hockey fan and always tries to bring me up when things aren't going well, and make sure that life's easy on me.
What about the reaction on your came back to Astana in your family?
they were happy for me. You know, they know that you know, it was up and down in Dynamo, so you know, they knew it was hard times, being sat out, not playing, so they know that I wasn't in the best mood. So they were happy for me to come back to Astana because it's, you know, something familiar, you know, a place I've had, you know, lots of success, and you know, they hope for the best for me.
And you have an opportunity to send a message to Barys fans.
You know, coming back to Astana, I'm looking forward to see all the Barys fans. You know, they supported me when I came here last year with Dynamo. You know, they had a big sign, welcome back and stuff. So, you know, we got the greatest fans in the league. I'm looking forward to playing in front of them tomorrow night. So, you know, I appreciate their support. You know, all the Instagram messages that I was sent or comments that I saw, you know, that I really appreciate it.
Good luck in your career. Yeah. Just waiting some goals from you.
Me too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, the trainer Yesed Dukanov will tell us about the peculiarities of training young boxers.
Қолдарың босат, қолдарың сілке. Қолдарың босат. Кет. Қараңыз, кішкене ашылыңдар. Бір-біріңе қысылмаңдар. Кейін. Оп. Кет көше. Кет 1, 2, 3 кет көше.
Boxing in Kazakhstan is sports number one. Reasons are on the surface. Kazakhstan boxers always come back with medals from all the major competitions of the planet. These young athletes have a lot of heroes to look up to. We always had stars in boxing: Gennady Golovkin, Sergey Sapiev. At every Olympic Games, we have at least one gold. Hence the growing interest in boxing from children. For many, this is a chance to achieve something more. Boxing brings face-to-face the best athletes. This is a whole science, where it is important to have not only excellent physical training, but also a cold head. The one who is more sophisticated in tactics wins. All children are different. It is important to consider not only the weight of the child, but also the speed of movement on the ring. Based on this, we choose tactics for a duel. This guy is very light and moves fast. On the ring, he shouldn't stay in one place, he must constantly move. He must constantly keep the opponent in suspense, to be the first one to attack, and at the same time, not forget about keeping the distance. The optimal start for a boxing career is considered to be the age of 8 to 10 years old. Oddly enough, but you can bring a 15-year-old child or older to train in boxing, and it won't be too late. At first, coach will teach an athlete how to stand correctly and defend oneself, and then later how to strike. In boxing, there are 4 types of strike: jab, cross, hook, and uppercut. In boxing, the technique is on the first place. You need to quickly navigate the ring. It is important to think about how to strike. Speed, endurance, and the great response are the qualities that boxing gives to you. Boxing helps bring up a strong personality. It might seem that these fellows are very young, but they are real patriots. They want to represent their country on the world stage, to raise the flag of Kazakhstan. Boxing sections are the most numerous in Kazakhstan. Most of them are free. The only thing parents need is to provide their children with a helmet, gloves, elastic bandages, and comfortable sportswear. The equipment will require at least 20,000 tenge. Relatively small investments, given that the state pays for large-scale competitions for promising athletes.
Box! Box, пошли. Көзіне қараймыз, көзіне. Оп, молодец. Көзіне қара, көзіне. Аяғын басамыз, аяқтарын бас. Аяғын басамыз.
The video of the week concludes our program. Austrian paratrooper Daniel Koffler showed that the latest technology and sports have a lot in common. He filmed his flight with a camera with a viewing angle of 360 degrees. This video has a hypnotic effect.